Welcome to the newsletter. Why did the Russian air base become the target of Ukraine's attack? On Channel HT New, the explosions at the Engels and Dyagilevo bases are believed to be Ukraine's deepest ever assault on Russian territory, targeting facilities crucial to Moscow's military campaign. According to the notice of the Russian Defense Ministry, on the morning of December 5, Ukrainian forces used Soviet-made unmanned aerial vehicles (UAVs) to attack the military airfields of Dyagilevo in Ryazan province and Engels II in the province. Saratov aimed at neutralizing Russian strategic bombers. The Russian Defense Ministry confirmed that the country's air defense forces shot down the Ukrainian UAVs. The attack left 3 technicians dead and 4 servicemen injured. Russia called this a terrorist act, and launched a series of rockets in response to Ukraine. Engels II base. The Soviet-era Engels II Air Base is home to the 121st Russian Heavy Bomber Regiment, which includes squadrons of Tu-95 and Tu-160 strategic bombers. During Russia's military campaign in the neighboring country, these planes used to launch missiles that destroyed Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Based on the location of the airbase, bombers at the base played a key role in the recent Russian bombings in Ukraine, said Rob Lee, a senior fellow at the Institute of International Studies. US-based foreign policy research, said. According to expert Lee, when conducting any attack on the Engels II base, Ukraine is most likely aiming to disrupt Russia's plan to attack Ukrainian infrastructure. Ukraine has been warning for weeks now that Russia is preparing a new wave of missile attacks on its energy network. This could be a preemptive strike, Lee said. Citing satellite images of the Engels II base, Der Spiegel newspaper also reported last month that Russia is preparing a new large-scale missile attack on Ukraine. Expert Lee estimates that Russia maintains about 15 to 16 Tu-95 MS bombers at Engels II Air Base and 15 Tu-160s, making up the largest proportion of Moscow's Tu-160 fleet. Gleb Irisov, a former lieutenant in the Russian Air Force who was discharged from the army in 2020, describes Engels II as a key airport of the Russian strategic aviation forces. If Ukraine really attacks the Engels II base, it shows that it is making a lot of progress in its ability to access bases far from the battlefield, Irisov said. The airbase in Dyagilevo, more than 240 kilometers from Moscow, is also home to the 121st Heavy Bomber Regiment. Russian military planes at this base are believed to have attacked Ukraine. Dyagilevo also serves as a base for Russia's only Il-78 refueling aircraft regiment, a strategically important unit responsible for aerial refueling of the Russian Air Force. The destruction of the strategic bombers will certainly attract more attention, but if Russia loses the Il-78 refueling plane, that could be the biggest problem for Moscow. The production of the aircraft continues. New data will take a long time, so this could become the most damaging scenario for Russia, added expert Lee. According to Lee, one of the main problems facing the Russian Air Force is that many of the country's planes are not housed in hangars, leaving them vulnerable to attack. It is clear that Russia did not prepare a plan to defend the air bases located deep in its territory. Despite the fact that this was not the first attack on Russian territory, Moscow reacted very slowly to protect the airbase. Protect their planes, said Mr. Lee. Although it is not clear what caused the explosions at both military bases, Baza, a Russian media outlet with sources from security agencies, reported that the Engels II base was hit by an unmanned aircraft. Attack driver. Mr. Lee believes that the drone was launched by Ukraine from within Russia. Drone strikes have a relatively short range and they wouldn't be able to fly all that distance if launched from Ukraine, Mr. Lee said. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, share to support and update the latest videos from the HT News channel.